This is DD India and you're watching Express News, where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvita Neja. Let's begin. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone for a major green hydrogen project in the coastal state of Andhra Pradesh on Wednesday. Prime Minister Modi, also dedicated to the nation, laid the foundation stone and inaugurated various railway and road projects. Addressing a gathering, Prime Minister Modi said that Andhra Pradesh has a lot of possibilities and opportunities and India and Andhra Pradesh will develop together. Earlier, Prime Minister held a roadshow in Andhra Pradesh accompanied by State Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu. Prime Minister Modi received a warm welcome by hundreds and thousands. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar attended the Youth Convention in Odisha's Bhubaneswar on Wednesday ahead of the 18th Prasar Bharati Divas Convention. Speaking at the inauguration, Jaishankar highlighted an observation made by Indian badminton player PV Sindhu on why India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a youth icon and how his spirit drives the nation towards development. The minister also addressed the Prasar Bharati business leaders on the sidelines of the event. He urged people of Indian origin to promote India as a tourism destination. On Thursday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the 18th edition of Prasar Bharati Divas Convention and also virtually flag off the first special tourist train, the Prasar Bharati Express. India's President Draupadi Murmu will address the valedictory session of the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman on Friday and confer awards to the overseas Indians. The 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention commenced in Odisha's Bhubaneswar on Wednesday. The three-day Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, or the Overseas Indian Day, celebrates the contribution of the Indian diaspora to the growth and development of the nation. The largest Indian diaspora delegation from Oman with 300 members will be participating in the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention. The Indian ambassador to Oman unveiled a special Pravasi from Oman logo. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and his Maldivian counterpart Mohammad Ghassan Mamoon held delegation-level talks in New Delhi on Wednesday. Both leaders reviewed the various facets of bilateral defence cooperation. In his opening remarks, India's Defence Minister declared all military cooperation to Maldives and spoke about the strong historic bonds the two nations share. Upon his arrival, Maldivian minister was accorded a ceremonial guard of honour in New Delhi. Mamoon is on a 3-day visit to India. Earlier, the visiting dignitary started the day by paying floral tributes at the National War Memorial in New Delhi. The body of one of the 9 miners trapped inside a flooded coal mine in Dima Hasar district of East Indian Assam was recovered by a diving team of the Indian Army on Wednesday. Along with the National Disaster Response Force and State Disaster Response Force, the Indian Navy has mobilized a special team to assist in the rescue of the trapped miners. India's Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Amarpreet Singh, attended the National Cadet Corps NCC Republic Day camp in New Delhi on Wednesday. He commended the NCC for its remarkable role in fostering national unity. V. Narayanan has been appointed the new chairman of the Indian Space Research Organisation and Secretary of the Department of Space. He will assume office on January 14th and succeed the current ISRO chairman S. Somnath. ISRO's SpaceX mission's docking is going to take place on Thursday. SpaceX is the country's first demonstration of the automated docking system, which will be used to link spacecraft in orbit around the Earth and the Moon. India's Minister of Information and Broadcasting Ashwini Vaishnav launched a special song of Akashvani and Doordarshan dedicated to Mahakumbh 2025, set to begin on the 13th of this month. Indian equity indices ended on a flat note with Nifty below 23,700 in a highly volatile session on January 8th. At close, the Sensex was down 51 points at 78,149. At close, Nifty was down 0.1% at 23,689. Indian rupee ended 13 paise lower at 85 rupees 85 paise per dollar on Wednesday against Tuesday's close of 85.72 rupees. Gold futures maturing on February 5th were priced at 77,552 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for March 5th maturity stood at 91,158 rupees per kilo on the MCX. During a visit to India, Microsoft chairman and CEO Satya Nadella announced the company's plans to invest $3 billion in India in cloud and AI infrastructure and skilling over the next 2 years. The investment aims to accelerate AI innovation in India, which is pivotal for achieving Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of becoming a developed nation by 2047. Social media company Meta Platforms has ended its US fact-checking program and eased restrictions on discussing sensitive topics like immigration and gender identity. Meta Platforms' decision comes after conservatives criticized the company amid President-elect Donald Trump's upcoming second term. The change marks Meta's largest shift in managing political content in recent times. Oil prices rose on Wednesday as supplies from Russia and OPEC members tightened, while data showing an unexpected increase in US job openings pointed to expanding economic activity and consequent growth in oil demand. Addressing a press conference, US President-elect Donald Trump said that his presidential agenda involves military action to secure Panama Canal and economic force against Canada, among others, to integrate them with the USA. Panama's Foreign Minister Javier Martinez Arsha has said that the sovereignty of the Panama Canal is not negotiable. Trump also said that the USA needs Greenland for security purposes. He said that if any other country like Denmark claims so, it should leave that claim. France's Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot on Wednesday warned Donald Trump against threatening the sovereign borders of the European Union. He said that he did not believe that the US would invade the vast Arctic island that has been part of Denmark for over 600 years. Trump added that eliminating the artificially drawn US-Canada border would be a boon to national security. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau responded, saying that there is a snowball's chance in hell that Canada will merge with the United States. A New York appeals court judge on Tuesday rejected US President-elect Donald Trump's request to delay this week's sentencing in his hush money case. Trump is scheduled to be sentenced on Friday after being convicted by a New York jury. In US, the Las Vegas police suspect use of AI program ChatGPT behind the Cybertruck blast to plan the attack. The suspect queries extended to purchasing fireworks and their equivalents to other explosive materials. US leaders on Tuesday paid tribute to former President Jimmy Carter as he laid in state at the US Capitol ahead of his funeral on Thursday. Members of Congress and several Supreme Court justices gathered around Carter's flag-draped coffin under the Capitol dome. Protesters, both supporting and opposing the arrest of impeached South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol, continued to brave freezing temperatures to stage rallies on the streets around the presidential compound on Wednesday after a court reissued a warrant to arrest Yoon on Tuesday. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is set to take office for a third term on Friday, following last July's contested election. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro declared a mass deployment of military and police forces across the country. Maduro also announced the arrest of 7 foreigners whom he accused of being mercenaries, trying to prevent him from being sworn in for another 6 years in power. Russia on Wednesday closed Consulate General of Poland in St. Petersburg. Russia's decision to close Polish consulate comes in response to Poland's decision to close the Russian consulate in Poznan. The Ukrainian military said on Wednesday that Russia launched a total of 64 drones at the country overnight, out of which Ukraine shot down 41 drones. The drone debris damaged a private residence in Kiev without causing any casualties. The United Nations and the Lebanese government are seeking an additional $371.4 million in humanitarian aid for those displaced by the Israel-Hezbollah conflict. The UN reported intense clashes between the Congolese army and M23 rebels, resulting in the displacement of approximately 102,000 people. The UN has denounced the recent attacks in the Democratic Republic of Congo. A light aircraft crashed near Rottnest Island off the western Australian city of Perth, killing 2 tourists and the pilot, injuring 3 surviving tourists on Tuesday. The aircraft was carrying 6 people. 13 Cuban soldiers are missing after explosions rocked an arms and ammunition depot in the eastern province of Holguin, Cuba's state media reported on Tuesday. The incident is still under investigation. Syria's Damascus International Airport resumed flight operations on Tuesday to the UAE and Qatar. This development follows the collapse of the Assad regime and signals a potential bolster in relations with the neighbouring Gulf countries. On his visit to the United Kingdom, Om Birla, Speaker of India's lower house known as Lok Sabha, met Lindsay Hoyle, Speaker of the House of Commons in London on Wednesday. Om Birla highlighted India's distinction as the world's largest and most vibrant democracy. The Government of India handed over academic buildings constructed under its high-impact community development project to Nepal under the Nepal-India Development Cooperation. These buildings include campus and hostel facilities at Myagdi Multiple Campus. We're heading for a short break here in Express News. We'll be right back in just a bit. Stay with us.
रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग के लिए तेरा एसआईपी के बारे में क्या ख्याल है?
रिटायरमेंट अभी तो पूरी लाइफ बाकी है यार।
और तुझे नहीं लगता अगर रिटायरमेंट के बारे में अभी से नहीं सोचे तो आगे जाके प्रॉब्लम होगी?
पर रिटायरमेंट के बारे में सोचना क्यों है इतना जरूरी? जब तक आप रिटायर हो जाएंगे महंगाई काफी ज्यादा बढ़ जाएगी और आपकी इनकम वो तो रुक ही जाएगी। इसीलिए आज ही म्यूचुअल फंड्स में एसआईपी शुरू कीजिए और हर महीने थोड़ा थोड़ा करके धन इकट्ठा कीजिए एक कंफर्टेबल रिटायर्ड लाइफ जीने के लिए। अधिक जानकारी के लिए अपने वित्तीय सलाहकार से परामर्श करें। LIC म्यूचुअल फंड द्वारा निवेशक शिक्षा की एक पहल। म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिम के अधीन है। योजना से संबंधित सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. Let's resume. Over 400 people trapped by rubble in earthquake-stricken Tibet have been rescued by thousands of rescuers on Wednesday. At least 126 people have been killed and 188 injured on Tuesday. The India Meteorological Department has forecast that a strong cold wave will continue in North India with light to moderate rainfall likely in the region. Higher reaches of North Kashmir received significant snowfall, with Gulmarg and Gurez recording nearly 15 inches of wet snow and temperatures dropping below freezing in many areas. Cold wave gripped Chenab Valley of Jammu and Kashmir. Bhadarwah town freezed at -7 degrees Celsius as snow clearing operation in the area was underway. Tourists in large numbers have begun to make a beeline for the snow-filled meadowland Guldanda in Bhadarwah Pathankot highway of Jammu and Kashmir, boosting local business. Thunderstorms with rainfall and hailstorms are expected in northeastern states of Assam, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya. In the West, Los Angeles city of California declared a state of emergency on Wednesday as ferocious wildfire exploded from 10 acres to more than 2,900 acres in hours. A massive storm system dumped heavy snow and freezing rain on large areas of the eastern United States, disrupting travel and work for millions. Bangkok ranked as the world's 9th most polluted city on Tuesday, with the level of airborne pollutants measured at 165 on the Air Quality Index. In Ukraine's Crimea, over 100 volunteers gathered at a beach in Sevastopol region on Tuesday to remove oil residue following an oil spill in the Black Sea in December 2024. Every 12 years, the Mahakumbh Mela attracts millions from across the globe, all seeking spiritual solace on the banks of the holy river. But what keeps this massive congregation safe and orderly is a seamless blend of tradition and technology. In 2025, security at Prayagraj's Mahakumbh Mela has undergone a remarkable transformation. From monitoring crowds to managing emergencies, a multi-layered security strategy is in place to maintain peace and guide millions through this sacred journey. Around 2,000 participants in festive costumes took part in a traditional Moscow charity run on Orthodox Christmas Day. The charity run took place at the Luzhniki Stadium in the Russian capital and began with a warm-up led by a professional trainer. Participants dressed as Santa Claus raced a distance of 5 kilometers. In China's snow town of Mudanjiang city in the Heilongjiang province, hundreds attended snow disco under the temperatures plummeting to a minus 30 degrees Celsius. The event marked fireworks display lighting up the sky along a traditional dragon dance performance. Mexico's Museum of Anthropology reopened its second floor, unveiling an indigenous culture exhibition showcasing about 6,000 artifacts. The exhibition aims to unify archaeological and ethnographic perspectives to highlight Mexican culture from pre-Hispanic times to the present day. Visitors tour the streets of the Iraqi city of Basra, checking out old houses known as shanashil that date back to the Ottoman period and line the city's waterways. UNESCO had teamed up with local authorities in Basra to renovate some of those shanashil houses in the old city, and many were transformed to cultural centers. Thousands descended on Las Vegas as CES 2025, the world's largest technology showcase, officially opened its doors. CES, formerly known as the Consumer Electronics Show, runs from January 7th to 10th and is used to debut products ranging from new automotive technology to quirky gadgets, as well as showing new ways to use AI. Genie, a lifelike robotic puppy from Tombot, which has been wowing crowds at the CES 2025, is providing companionship and unconditional love for those who are unable to look after a real animal on their own. Tombot's technology also offers continuous new behaviors, preventing users from experiencing repetitive interactions with the robotic puppy. Italy's fashion world said goodbye to one of its best-loved designers at the funeral for Rosita Missoni in Milan. A Missoni statement said that Rosita passed away peacefully, calling her a visionary figure in the Italian and international fashion world. Dance companies from the United States and Cuba opened the second edition of Ballet Beyond Borders in Havana. The event features performances by Liszt Alfonso Dance Cuba, the most celebrated dance company on the island, and the Rocky Mountain Ballet Theatre from the United States, running from January 7th to 11th. Brazilian nun Ina Carnaboro Lucas has been recognized as the world's oldest living person at 116 years old by Longevity Quest, an organization that tracks global supercentenarians. Born on June 8, 1908, Lucas claimed the titles of the oldest living woman and the oldest living person following the demise of Japan's Tomiko Ituka in December 2024. The 2025 National Board of Review Awards celebrated the achievements of films made last year at a star-studded event hosted by Willie Joyce in New York. The NBR Prize for Best Director was won by John M. Cho for his direction of Wicket. The Best Actor and Best Actress honours went respectively to Daniel Craig for Queer and Nicole Kidman for Baby Girl. In a story of self-discovery and reinvention, Pamela Anderson highlighted her profound connection in the forthcoming film The Last Showgirl, She said it's taken her a long time to find a project like this. Nicole Kidman was presented with the International Star Gong for the erotic thriller Baby Girl by Jamie Lee Curtis during the 36th annual Palm Springs International Film Festival Awards Gala in Palm Springs, California. January 8th marks the birthday of Elvis Presley, the man who forever changed the face of music 4 decades after his passing. His influence on rock and roll and pop culture remains as strong as ever. And on to sports news now. Despite receiving criticism after the final Border-Gavaskar Test match, the Sydney Cricket Ground pitch has been rated satisfactory by the International Cricket Council. New Zealand thumped Sri Lanka by 113 runs in the second ODI to take an unassailable 2-0 lead in the 3-match series. India pacer Jasprit Bumrah, Australian captain Pat Cummins and South African seamer Dane Paterson are in contention for the ICC Men's Player of the Month award for December 2024. Former Pakistan cricketer Yunus Khan has been appointed as the mentor of the Afghanistan men's team for the upcoming ICC Champions Trophy 2025. Indonesia named Patrick Kluivert as their national soccer coach after sacking the South Korean Shin Tae-yong earlier this week. Tottenham Hotspur lock horns with Arne Slot's Liverpool side in a high-profile encounter of the EFL Cup at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Wednesday. France's longest-serving national team coach Didier Deschamps will not seek to renew his contract, which expires in 2026. The Spanish Football Association confirmed on Tuesday that Real Madrid forward Vinicius Jr. has been given a 2-match ban for violent conduct in his team's 2-1 La Liga win at Valencia on Friday. In hockey, Dutch forward Thierry Brinkman struck a brace as Kalinga Lancers trounced tabletopper Bengal Tigers 6-0 to script its first win in the Hockey India League on Tuesday. Tamil Nadu Dragons is taking on Team Gonasika in a men's Hockey India League fixture at the Birsa Munda Stadium in Rourkela, Odisha on Wednesday. Two-time Olympic medalist Neeraj Chopra has thrown his weight behind the first ever Kho-Kho World Cup, calling for global unity in support of India's traditional sport. The opening ceremony of the Kho-Kho World Cup 2025 will take place on January 13th at the Indira Gandhi Stadium, followed by the opening match between India and Nepal. Andy Murray is hitting the ground running in his new role as coach to Novak Djokovic, with ambitions to etch their names into the history books at the upcoming Australian Open. Top seeds Tommy Paul and Sebastian Corda have advanced to the quarterfinals of the Adelaide International. And ahead of the Australian Open 2025, Alex de Minaur defeated world number 3 Carlos Alcaraz in a charity match at the Rod Laver Arena. So that's it in this edition of Express News. Thanks for being with us on DD India. Namaskar.